ice rolling like some Teletubbies, ayy. Baby diamonds wet, shining like some guppies. Whoa, your man's hating probably cause his girl love me, ayy.
Hey guys, how you all doing today? So welcome back to the interior design series, and today we are designing a dining room in Minecraft. Now credits will be given in the description for all the awesome builders that helped me make this video possible. So do please check that out and share them some love in the comment section and smack a like for appreciation. Now we're going to get straight into this tutorial. Hope you guys like that little cinematic. So this little dining room, I have to point out, I'm going to make this tutorial for everyone. So this dining room, it features many textures which aren't available in default or say on Xbox, you know, like the really sick rails. Most people don't have them or can't get hold of them. Black slabs, for example, for you console players, you know, you may not have that. So I understand it's limited in ways, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to adapt the tutorial for every kind of player. So I'm going to make this buildable for console, for Minecraft Pocket Edition, and also of course for you PC players. So don't worry about a thing, everything is going to be fine and we're going to do this. But anyway, that's enough talking, let's get straight into the tutorial. So this is a 16 wide by 15 long little plot we've got here, which resembles a dining room. It does have two entrances, but bear in mind if this dining room is made to a custom your build, you can switch the walls around. Say if you want that unit right there on this wall, you can make this wall flat and do that and switch the plants on this side and have this design of entrance on that wall. You get my drift. You can adapt this quite easily. It will be fairly simple to do to suit your needs. You also don't need a massive skylight on top. You know, if you have another room on top of here, it's cool. You don't have to have this feature. So remember, it's an adaptable room. If you guys want to adapt it to fit in your house, that's completely okay and it will be very easy to do. But as you can see, I've made the 16 by 15 little plot right here, and let's get straight into business. So what you're going to want to do is start off with, in our case, on the BCS pack, sponge, which kind of looks like birchwood. So that's what I would use. I would use the planks if you have them. You're then going to want to leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gap in the middle. Then continue. On this side, we're going to place down 3. We're going to do that on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4 actually on this side because we have a little extension. And then you're going to want to carry this all the way across to the very back of the project. Now in the middle here, what we have is, as you can see, these are extended down by 2 on each side. We then have some sea lanterns or glowstone can work underneath, and some anvils on top. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them on this side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them on that side. So very easy business. Now we're going to get inside. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to grab this. Now we have these sort of, I guess they're kind of like concrete looking blocks, and they're called crackstone bricks. Now not everyone will have these, but I'd recommend grey wool, maybe grey stained clay, or maybe if you have another kind of stone texture that looks somewhat similar to this or just works, I'd definitely recommend going for it. So we're going to place that down. Now we have our base walls. I think the most important thing to do is get started with the actual interior. So the majority of this floor is built up with oak wood planks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the inner area we have here, as you guys can see. And the ID for this is 5. If you do have the ability to use World Edit, that is what you're going to need. Now from this wall, you've got a 1 space gap. From this wall, you've got a 2 space gap. From this wall, you've got a 3 and a 3. So as you can see, it's even on both sides. 2 on that side, 1 on that side. Easy business. What we're going to do now is we're going to go grab this. We're going to come 1, 2, 3 in like this. And you know, if you can't remember them measurements, do not fear. I will just build this for you. I'm not using World Edit. So you guys can see that this is quite easy to do and you can understand all the correct measurements and you don't screw up. It is also very important to mention that the outer line right here is made out of normal wool. The inner one is made out of grey wool. As you guys can see, the purpose of this video being a little bit quicker, I'm going to use World Edit. 35.8 is the ID if you do have the privilege of World Edit. Bam. And that just fills in the inner rug, as you guys can see. Now I also want to mention everything is doable without world edit in this tutorial, and it's actually pretty sick that we can pull off such an amazing looking project without using world edit. And like I said, have to thank the builders who did help me with this project to pull it off, to make it look amazing. You've done an absolutely incredible job, guys. So we're going to put that on top like this. Then what we're going to do is to, of course, hide this ugly chest. So we're going to run around with some signs, actually emit some light from the end rods right there, and it just looks really, really cool and pretty unique. And what you can also do is, well, we're going to try this. I don't think the other one has it, so we're going to see if it will work. Doesn't quite work. I was going to say if that went on top of the chest, that's what I personally do. Anyway guys, now we've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to get onto this little cabinet design. Now I'm going to CI, clear inventory. And what you're going to need for this is some black jungle doors. You're going to need some glass doors if you have them. This is if you have them. You're going to need some black carpet, some of these flowers, and underneath, if I just break this, as you can see, we have another layer right there, so 2 of these guys, and underneath that you're going to need some glowstone. Now if you don't have the doors, and I'm expecting some people won't have the doors, you can just use the full block, or say if you have glass, you can just have glass all the way across the front and it will work and not look too badly. As you can see, you can have just glass doors across the front, it will work. And apart from that, it's completely legitimate, completely doable design. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from that side, 1, 2, 3, 4 away from that side. So let's get into business and let's get this thing done. What I'm going to do is also grab that little block because I need that. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. As you guys can see, just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come here. I'm going to face this way and put down 3 of these glass doors. Then a jungle door. Then the same on this side. So the guys forgot one thing. You actually need end stone below right here to actually be able to place this plant. So you're going to need to do that if you want to have this option, and then you can place it along just like so, as you guys can see. But of course you're going to want it one higher. It's going to need to be slightly adjusted right here, and just put that on top just like that, as you can see. Right down here what we have is just glowstone, and that will simply just not work. I mean, I'm definitely not a survival expert, and I don't know all the tricks and stuff like that, you know, with this game anymore. I'm not as sharp as I used to be, and I had no idea what the hell was just going on, but we figured it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go get some carpet over the top here, and we're just going to place it across here like so, as you can see, and then that is that done. Now what we're going to do is we're now going to start on these, and as you can see they're 1 in and they're 2 down. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring up this wall to this height, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just to speed things up a little bit, I'm just going to replace 0 with 19, which is going to fill all the airspace that we have there with the sponge block or birch block if you're deciding to use that. So as I said, it is 1 in, 2 down, so it's going to be there. So 1 in, 2 down, as you can see, just like that. And if you place it like that, they actually connect to the wall, so it looks actually quite realistic. Then on top we have a couple of nice bushes. Actually need to come down one more of that. So what we're going to do is do that. I actually did come down 2, but you need to come down 3 ideally. And you're then going to want to grab some bushes just like that. Get some signs out. Replace this guy now, we're not going to use him again. And then you can just put some signs around. Just makes it look a little bit nicer, a little bit sleeker. Just like so, as you guys can see. Ooh. And this guy actually does need to be moved over one. Not my sharpest today. You see guys, I'm actually going on holiday on Friday, and I'm going to be gone away for 7 days. And as you know, I'm trying to hold this really consistent YouTube schedule, trying to upload a few more videos, and really just allow my channel to excel, to do well, to, you know, get more of you guys on the team, on the Buildz team, and just sort of, you know, get some new viewers and just help my channel do a little bit better, because I've been slacking off YouTube a bit recently. I haven't really been giving it its full love and attention that it needs for it to expand and do well and progress. And my channel has actually been doing better than it's ever done, and I haven't been uploading any videos. So I saw this opportunity and I was like, yo, if I go back to making videos, and you know, my channel's doing this well at the moment, think about how many, you know, views I'm gonna get, and think about, you know, how many new players I'm gonna get on my server, and, you know, how much just, you know, we as Buildz are gonna sort of expand, and how awesome that would be. And I gotta say, it's actually kind of crazy. I mean, my channel is not doing insane compared to some people in my community, that's for sure, but for me, I'm really happy with where I am. And, you know, like right now, I don't know, YouTube seems to be doing pretty well, and there seems to be a big sort of group of sort of Minecraft builders out there. Minecraft's been sort of dead. I'd say sort of dead now for a little while. It hasn't been as popular as it has been in the past, and recently it's been having this moment where, you know, on YouTube some people are just doing really well, and there's a sort of like a new life to the community. Put that down like that. And through the middle here, guys, as you can see, we have a little gap. We have one aside. So what you're going to want to do is just clear this. I think that is correct. Yes, it is. Now the rails and this little sunroof that we got here is an essential. It's not a needed detail really. It's something that you can do if you have the opportunity in your house to expand over the roof and have this nice little extension. If you have a room above, don't worry about it, don't stress about it. You don't need to have this feature. Like I said, it's not essential, it's just a cool little extra that you can include if you have the chance to. Now what you're going to want to need is some barrier blocks. I love barrier blocks, I think they're awesome, and I'm so glad they've been added to single player as well, because it gives people that opportunity to have certain blocks, you know, floating in the air with nothing underneath them. You don't have to use string anymore like we used to in the old days. It just looks so much sleeker, just like World Edit, and it just looks absolutely awesome. So then you can put the glass rails across the middle. Like I said, not an essential feature, but it's just a cool little detail that you can add. Now for the doors, I think that's what I'm going to get on with next. So we're just going to get some black stained glass panes and put them around the corners here, as you guys can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the middle here, we get centered. We're going to place one in the middle. This is going to go all the way up to 4 blocks in height. We're then going to get a hooper hopper, as Corrales would say back in the day, and I'm going to place one just like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out some birch. Birch actually goes really well with our sponge block. It actually looks really similar. It's just, instead of a sort of vertical block, it's of course horizontal, and it's got a slightly different pattern on it, but apart from that, these blocks almost look identical, which is just so sick. So I'm going to place that there. I might even talk to my dev maybe about getting the sort of textures changed. So they, not the textures, the sort of tone of the block changed, so they actually look sort of the same and they blend in really well, because as you can see there is a little bit of a difference there. The birch is a little bit lighter than the sponge, and maybe if we have them the same sort of tone, it will just flow a little bit better, and that would be really cool. Done. Okay, so we've done that part of the build. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start probably, I'd say, on the dining table. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to break the table down. We're going to grab the stairs, the slabs, the trapdoors, the carpet, the button. We're then going to get a flower pot and also this awesome little plant here. Just like so. Now what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm also going to get a block. And what we're going to do is we're going to come to the middle of this room. Oh, I might have actually put go wide down. We're going to come to the middle of this room. We're going to find a center point. Just like that. So we know that our table is definitely going to be in line. And we are not going to screw this thing up. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place 3 of these black slabs. Now, I said everyone has different textures, you know. Some console players might not be able to get these, which is a little bit of a shame. But what you could use is stone slabs, quartz slabs. Maybe don't have a black table so it all matches. Have a white table, have a grey table. You know, experiment, see what works for you. It's not the end of the world if you don't have these textures. I know some people do get a little bit upset with these tutorials when they don't have the same textures as me. And if you are on PC and you do want to download my texture pack, as always, there will be a card on the video that allows you to click it to check out that video. I'll probably put that near the start of the video actually. And if you didn't see that in the description, I'll probably put a link to my pack as well. It's like a highly sort of edited version of Flows HD. And that's pretty much what it is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get started on the chairs. This design has been out for ages, but it still looks good today. And I think this has been around since like 2012, 2013. Like I remember this was like the #1 little modern sort of like breakfast seat. And it's always sort of been like that. So we're going to put these 3 here. As you can see, I've used quartz. If you're on survival, maybe you could use snow. I know it's a little bit of a demanding material to get to. Just like that, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on this is such a cool design. I'm going to start on this little chandelier, this sort of very modern chandelier design, as you can see. And this is also using some advantages of my pack. But once again, I'm going to try and fit around that and give my recommendations on what you can do if you don't have my pack. So first of all, you want to make sure these end rods, which actually do emit light, so it does sort of work as a lighting feature on the center, as you can see here. But then I'm going to come down and we're going to put down some yellow stained glass panes, aka sort of spruce bars, which is a cool little texture I added to the pack. Now through the middle, what I've done is I've actually gone ahead and used some other spruce sort of block bars. And what they do is they make this absolutely dope modern sort of chandelier design. Really, really cool. Now I guess what you could probably do is you could have the end rods maybe with some white stained glass paints, and you could sort of do that through the middle or some black ones, and then you could use the block versions in the middle. That's what I'd probably do if I wouldn't have access to this block. You know, it's not going to look quite as cool, but you know, it's still going to look pretty sick and it's going to work. And this of course is the rail, as you can see. This is a snow rail, aka an activator rail. I'm using a purpose slabs, and you could just put something like white carpet on top of that if you didn't have that block. Now we have a really cool modern fireplace right here. As you can see, it looks absolutely sick, looks so fresh, and we have some trapdoors on the side. These trapdoors actually align with this block right here, and you're going to need to place them down at an angle like this. And you're going to need to keep placing them on top of each other. Now for the purposes of this video, just to speed things up, because these things, they honestly take ages to place, I'm just going to use a little bit of cheeky word edit to speed this up. So 1, 2, we're going to stack you by 4, as you can see. And then what I'm going to do is just quickly do that on the other side. You guys can place them manually, it's not going to affect how they go down. Just like so. Then what I'm going to do is, just so we make sure 100% we get this in line, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Now make sure you're facing down when you place these, or otherwise that will happen. So make sure you're looking down, you're crouching, so you don't go inside this, I think it's a dropper. Let's check. It's a dispenser, sorry. And these actually have really cool sides. I'm really not a fan of the little top, but it can work cool as, say, like a like a shower plug. Because we don't want that, but the sides actually look really cool, sort of give you this industrial iron sort of look. If you crouch, you can put some buttons on the side which just add a little bit more detail. And of course over here we have this awesome fire feature. To do that, you do /game rules space do fire trick space false. It gives you that awesome little design. Now like I said, not everyone has the rails, but what you can do is put some white carpet on top of this and it will pretty much look just as cool. So what we're going to do is just come across with that, put these guys on top. You know, it just adds a little bit more detail to this very, very simple sort of like little cabinet, little shelf thingy here. So the last thing to do really is to get some stone out and just build up the rest of this wall. So what we're going to do here is just go ahead and do that. And that is, if I'm not mistaken, the whole room tutorial done. So it's fairly simple, it looks pretty amazing, it's all doable without Wild Edit, which is an amazing feature. And I mean, look at how sick this thing looks. If you guys have enjoyed this video and you want to see more, make sure to smash that like button. And please do leave some positive feedback. I always love reading you guys' comments in the comment section down below. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Many more awesome videos to come this week, so stay tuned. There's going to be some absolute bangers. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yo.